Tonight, I'd like to give you a speech entitled Role Models. It's a commemorative speech about my uncle Jerry. I start off with a quote that I like to live by. It goes, "No one is perfect, but you take the good and you learn from the bad." I grew up in a housing project where there was no shortages of bad influences. It was all around. If you threw a rock, you liable to hit 4 or 5 of them. And I was fortunate to have 8 uncles. See, my grandmother had 9 kids. One girl, which was my mother, and 8 boys, my uncles. Those 8 uncles was a great influence on me. They were all different in their own way, and I took something from each. But in particular, I like to talk about my uncle Jerry. There are 3 things about Jerry that taught me a lot. They are he was a good person, but he had his flaws, and he never gave up. My uncle Jerry uh, was the quiet type, laid back, just an all around good guy. He always had a smile on his face, as far as I can remember. Seemed like he never was in a bad mood when I was around. But like I said in the beginning, nobody was perfect. My uncle Jerry had his flaws, just like everybody. My uncle liked to drink. He drank a lot. It was like a daily thing for him. I guess it got to the point where he developed a drinking problem, and it eventually affected him and kind of held him back from, I guess, say, being all he can be. Because my uncle was a very smart person. But even though he had his flaws, my uncle never gave up. He never gave up all the way to the end. But unfortunately, at the age of 35, that drinking problem got the best of him and he died. But up until that point, he strived to succeed. My uncle graduated from high school. He was a smart guy. After high school, he tried his hand at a couple of trades. The one I can remember the most is he wanted to be a cook. He wanted to be a chef. So yeah, I guess he rolled into a culinary school where he started studying. And then I can remember him coming home with his books, going into the kitchen, I guess, to experiment with the day's lesson that he learned at school today. And I was his guinea pig, I guess. He would tell me, "Come and taste this, taste that." I do a taste. So that's one of the things I really remember him always trying, even though that he had that problem that got in the way of him being all he can be. The 3 things that I took from my uncle's life, like I stated before, is to treat people like you want to be treated, and to know that everybody has flaws. And even though you may have flaws, never give up. Always try. Never stop trying. I feel fortunate to have known all of my uncles, in particular Jerry, which I learned a lot from. And like to end this in saying again, everybody has flaws, but you take the good and you learn from the bad.